as pressure mounts in the Kolkata police regarding the horrific crime and the midnight vandalism that followed. An under-fire police force has launched a crackdown, not arresting the accused, but also looking at politicians. In a bizarre case, cops of the Kolkata police have summoned TMC MP Sukhendra Shekhar Rai for allegedly spreading misinformation. Remember, the veteran TMC leader had called for the arrest and interrogation of Sandeep Ghosh, the man you see on your screens, the former principal of RG Medical College and Hospital, and Kolkata Police Commissioner Neet Goyal as well by the CBI regarding the horrific crime. He has moved the Calcutta High Court seeking protection from arrest, and the matter will be heard tomorrow. Similarly, the police has also summoned senior BJP leader Locket Chatterjee and two renowned doctors for allegedly spreading rumors and disclosing the identity of the 31-year-old doctor who was brutally raped and murdered. Amid the tense situation in the state, Governor C.V. Ananda Bose also sought time from Home Minister Amit Shah and Health Minister J.P. Nadda to discuss the incident.
I respect the sentiments of the mothers. Certainly, the law will take its course. Regarding Ajikar, whatever steps are to be taken will be taken. We have the observation of the High Court about absolute failure of the state machinery, which is a very, very serious observation. I am apprised of that. As governor, I will do my duty and fulfill my promise to the people of Bengal.
The West Bengal governor has also made a statement. He has said that West Bengal has become unsafe for the women. He is also expected to meet Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. J.P. Nadda.
There have been very serious charges against the governor himself. He should respond to those charges first before playing politics, before becoming a tool in the hands of Mr. Amit Shah.
But sir, the father of the victim in Arjikar case has also raised a question upon the government, the state government, that why the chief minister is scared of the people.
They have every right to ask these questions, and it's a duty of the state government to respond to these questions and satisfy the parents, because the parents are going through tremendous grief and anguish. We need to all come together and respond to their questions.
जिनको न्याय देना चाहिए, आरोपियों को पकड़ना चाहिए, वो भी सड़क पर उतरने की बात कर रही हैं।
देखिए, उनकी ममता बनर्जी के चेहरे पर कालिख लग चुका है। ममता दीदी, आप स्वास्थ्य मंत्री, आप मुख्यमंत्री, सरकार आपके, गुंडे आपके, अपराधी आपके, आप पर तो मर्डर केस होना चाहिए केवल क्योंकि आपने साक्ष्य को मिटाने की कोशिश की। आपने गुंडों को भेज करके डॉक्टरों को पिटवाया है। बंगाल की सरकार गुंडों के बल पे चल रही है। गुंडों का लेफ्टिनेंट सरकार के अंदर में अभिषेक बनर्जी हैं, ममता बनर्जी उसके डायरेक्टर है। इसलिए केस होनी चाहिए हत्या का ममता बनर्जी पर कि इनके डायरेक्शन में ही सारी घटनाएं हुई है।
Let me now go across to my guest. Joining us at this point, we have Radhika Bhattacharya Shah, spokesperson of the BJP, Tausifur Rahman, spokesperson of the TMC, and Dr. Sharat Kumar Agarwal, former national president of the IMA. Thank you all for joining me at this point. I'll start with you, Tausifur Rahman. It's a bit bizarre indeed that the Kolkata police is so intent on acting against those who have been critical that it's even taking on a MP of the ruling party to a point that the MP is now moving High Court for protection and has now gotten admitted at AIMS citing he's unwell. Is the vendetta of the Kolkata police, or at least the ambition of the Kolkata administration to silence anyone who's critical, going to an extent where it's ready to crack down on its own party MPs?
Well, no stones unturned, sir. And if you see whether he's from Trinamool Congress or BJP or CPM, no one will be scared. Yes, but if you have a point, like I have a esteemed panelist from BJP also. Now, if she tells me all the perfect points that this happened and this should happen, of course I have to listen. I mean, being a neutral anchor, you are sitting on a national television. If you tell me that, Tausif, this was the post-mortem report, this incident happened, I will listen to you, sir. And I am liable to each and every answer, whatever you ask, each and every questions. But if someone will spread a fake news, a humor, which will create a havoc in the city shall not be entertained. Again, as an anchor, you will tell me tomorrow that Tosif, don't you have some intelligence that something was spreading rumor and fake news across the city? You people should have stopped it. So the problem is head and tail is both on the other side. We have to take action. We cannot let anyone to create a havoc in the city, whosoever it
But
is. Even
Tausif,
today,
Shubhendu
even tomorrow,
Shekhar
if
Roy
I
was not
am,
spreading any fake news or information.
it was the fake news, sir,
Shubhendu Shekhar
because
Roy
the
was
Rajya
just
Sabha,
asking for, voiced an
no,
opinion, asking
no,
for
sir.
his, he was voicing his opinion, asking for people to be questioned. That's not fake news.
No, sir. No, sir. The main fake news was that the post-mortem was not perfectly fine. It was a perfect post-mortem because it happened under the
Okay.
judiciary. The inquest happened between judiciary and the parents. Second, 150 gram of semen was found. That was fake. The claim did not happen, sir, because the post-mortem had
Yeah.
a different report. Sir, second, there are a lot of things, sir, but it's a very sensitive issue. I don't want to put a blame game, but each and everyone has to be responsible. If there was a security lapse from the administration, we have to accept that. If there was anything which should not get handled by the Kolkata cops need to handle that. I mean, you cannot run away from anywhere, sir. That is my point. And why not? The action needs to be taken, sir. Appropriate action needs
Okay.
to be taken.
Okay, fair enough. Let's put that point across to Radhika Bhattacharya Shah. Ma'am, for the past 1 week, we had BJP spokespersons coming on this panel, and to be fair, I'd even cautioned them when they started coming up with this 150 milligram of semen found, 150 grams of semen found. Despite all of these things, that this is not confirmed. This is a claim made by a doctor who claims he has seen the post-mortem report. That claim went viral, and now it has been debunked by the Kolkata police, and it's been emphatically debunked at this point. So when such damaging social media claims go around, when such malicious sensationalizing of a horrific or a tragic issue happens, to a point that the issue is reduced to a farce, like we saw in the case of Sushant Singh Rajput's case as well, should action not be? Is the Kolkata police wrong in taking action against those who are blindly forwarding information based on what they're reading on WhatsApp, based on what they're reading on Reddit?
First, I would like to begin by saying namaskar to you and our fellow panelists. We are discussing what has
Namaskar.
happened the morning after. My question is, why did the morning take place? Why did this unfortunate event take place? The state government hospital was under the care of the state of TMC, which is ruling the state. Why did this unfortunate accident take place in the first place? When a terrible, grotesque case like this takes place, which is beyond human imagination, of course, emotions will run wild. What we're seeing today in West Bengal is unprecedented. People are reacting to emotions. People are reacting to fear. They've always lived in fear in West Bengal because, as we all know, West
No,
Bengal
but
is ruled by a despotic
can blatant
leader.
fake news and malicious lies be excused, saying that people are reacting out of fear and emotions, Radhika Bhattacharya Shah? I don't
We
think that
cannot control.
should be a fair answer.
We BJP cannot control what people are saying, what they write, what they forward, what they spread. So here you cannot hold BJP responsible. Here we have to ask, what was the motive of this whole murder and rape? We are not talking about doctor. She slept, somebody raped her, somebody killed her, and went away. Let us discuss the more meaningful question here. What was the motive? Why was the principal, the coach, a man of ill repute, why was he kept there as the principal of a place? Why were all sorts of illegal activities taking place there? If I were the hospital and I were the parents, I would treat them with sensitivity and empathy. They were kept waiting there to see their dead daughter after misinformation was shared with them. For what? In fact, TMC, I hope that future panelists who come here from TMC and who you invite will have the courtesy to beg
Okay.
forgiveness on their party's behalf from the whole nation that something took place, something as terrible as this took place under their watch. Also, why will people not talk when so much of evidence tampering has been reported? Why is it that educated people don't use their common sense and say, hold on a second, we've had a problem here. There's been a rape, murder, and killing. Let us cordon off all the areas so that the police can come and do a diligent investigation of the site. Today, if we're discussing West Bengal, we're discussing it because everything was a diabolic mess. And we should really now look out for people's emotions because it is unprecedented. It is something
there is no
that
social
Mamata
media
Banerjee, the Honorable
smoke
Chief Minister,
without.
was not expecting, and
So
she
there's no
is
smoke.
really
So you're
nervous
saying,
now.
Radhika Bhattacharya, there's no social media smoke without legitimate fires on the ground. Tawsifur Rahman,
Obviously,
since you
because
started
people
off on
are
a very
not.
pragmatic note,
I will
saying
just
that
finish
you're
this. I will just finish this. Just give me half a second.
Radhika ji,
Because
okay, point
people are
taken.
not afraid anymore.
Yeah,
Earlier,
please
they
go
were
on.
afraid of Mamata Banerjee's Gunda Raj. Today, they are there in numbers. They are not afraid to speak. Everybody is
Okay,
coming
fair
out
enough. Let's
with the
not make
truth,
this a
and if they're
platform
not,
for election rhetoric. The time will come in a
it's
few
not
years. I just
rhetoric.
want,
It
for the
is not
sake of our
rhetoric.
viewers, I
It
just
is the
want to
truth,
keep
and
this
it is
debate
not
grounded
rhetoric.
around facts.
Please
Radhika ji,
understand,
one
you're a
second. I've heard your
journalist.
point.
You
I
know
don't
the
have a lot of
truth.
time on this debate. Radhika ji, one second. I've taken your point. Let me put that question across to Tausif Rahman. Tausif, you started your introductory remarks on a very pragmatic note that you are obviously liable to answer facts, but not rhetoric or not social media claims. Let's talk of facts. I'm not getting into what allegedly happened at Ajikar before the night of this horrific incident, but there are certain facts. When this incident was reported, the police, the principal of Ajikar, Mr. Dr. Chandeep Ghosh, did not file a police complaint, which is why it was initially recorded as an unnatural death. And prima facie, the responsibility of the hospital security fell on him. He resigned, tried to make himself a big martyr, and then was rehabilitated for 6 hours as principal of another college. Is that not a fact? And if that's so, who should questions not be asked on the government which rehabilitated him? Secondly, the Kolkata police has admitted that it was an intel failure in trying to assess the number of people who would attend Ajikar hospital, and they've admitted, the police commissioners admitted that yes, it was a lapse which led to the violence and the vandalism that happened at Ajikar. Should the principal not have been sacked instead of being rehabilitated? Are the questions asking for the police commissioner's resignation not warranted? And given that health and law and order both come under the chief minister, should questions not go to Mamata Banerjee as well?
No, see, absolutely. Now, these questions, what you are asking, I've been answering from last 10th August, and this is 18th of August. This is the same pattern of questions everyone is asking us, and we are replying. I mean, this is the fact. You or me cannot deny. The principle, when this whole thing occurred, there was a first call which went to the family. It was around 10:30. I mean, that was the first call which made a blunder. That particular doctor, he said that your daughter is not well, kindly come quickly. Now the second call went again from the hospital. Second call, you have to listen. That's it's very important. Then they said it's a suicide. It's a blunder. So when the CM arrived in the premises, the first demand came from the student was not the suspension of the principal, sir. They said that we immediately want this particular principal to remove from this premises. Now, in that particular situation, no one had any idea what actually happened, and everyone had to wait for the evidence, not for the rapist. But the whole criteria inside the article, that was around 4:30, sir. Immediately, Mamata Bandyopadhyay asked the principal to go from this place to another place because they never wanted to see that principal again. At 5 o'clock in the evening, sir, you have to give me some time, sir. 5 o'clock in the evening, Abhishek Bandyopadhyay, Mamata Bandyopadhyay gave a letter to Ajikal that you guys, whoever working inside the hospital, whether you are superintendent, he was suspended. The superintendent was suspended that moment only. You guys will be grilled by the Kolkata police, and if tomorrow the CBI will intervene, you will be grilled thoroughly, sir. So there is nothing to hide, sir. I mean, they will be grilled. And you talk about the principal, of course he should be detained. Until and unless everything should be clear. Who is this Sandeepan Ghosh?
But
He's
without
just a
knowing the
mere
facts,
principal. And he
Tausif,
should
you
not be,
admitted
and he
yourself
should
that
not
without
become a
knowing the
hero.
facts, he was already rehabilitated as principal of Calcutta Medical College and Hospital. What was the tearing hurry? If he has resigned, was that the
Sir,
priority
he
that
never
this man needs
resigned.
to be given
Sir,
another
this is
post at the earliest?
Sir, this is the fact.
He did. He gave
He
a
never
soundbite,
wanted to
Tausif.
resign. He was asked to transfer. And when he got transferred, the student again demanded, no, ma'am, no, Madam CM, we want his suspension. So the act was there. She immediately reacted, sir. So this is my point,
Okay.
sir. If anyone,
Okay.
a people like you wants to question us with a fact, sir, we are liable day and night 24/7 to sit on a national television and answer people like you. We are liable for
Okay.
11 crore people and the whole country. We have to answer, sir. We cannot back out, but with the facts, sir. If there is no fact, then even I don't have any answer. When
Okay.
you talk about the vandalizing of RG car, when you talk about the vandalizing of RG car, you know, the whole police protection was given to each and every area from apartment to Juggi Basti to protest. But out of that, 25 people made a chaos, entered inside the RG car and vandalized the whole property. Now you tell me whether they are from TMC, CPM, BJP, they should not be arrested. After getting arrested, they were provoking people on social media.
No, they
They
should be
should not be
arrested. My
arrested.
question
They
is the
have to get
police.
arrested, sir.
My question is the head should roll within the police also. And especially when the police admitted that this was the most sensitive location in the entire city of Kolkata, and they failed in assessing the amount of people who would come there.
Sir, they were
It's an
normal
admission
people.
of failure on the part of the police. There has to be accountability. But
Of
there
course, sir.
hasn't been in Kolkata police. So, Asif,
Sir,
I
of
respect your
course.
points of view and appreciate the fact that you've answered. Appreciate the fact that you've answered some of the questions. Have they been answered satisfactorily? This debate can go on. Our viewers will understand. But I quickly also need to go across to Dr. Sharad Kumar. But before that, one last response also from Radhika Bhattacharya. One of the people who has been asking questions who the Trinamool Congress and the left believe and the Congress believe that they should not be held answerable to is the governor, given the allegations against the governor's position himself here. Are things not getting further complicated, Radhika Bhattacharya, by having the governor act as a representative of the central of the BJP and not a representative of a constitutional position?
Holds a constitutional position. I was very embarrassed to hear what the Congress spokesperson spoke about him. In fact, this just goes to show the Congress's lack of respect for anything national. I don't want to waste your time on the show by talking about this. The only question I will have to ask TMC, because they are ruling West Bengal just now, is did the people who came to vandalize the hospital, did they paratrop onto the site? I'm sure they walked a long distance. Along the way, every policeman would have radioed to say there's a crowd approaching the hospital. The police should have already taken action to ensure that Arjikar was safe. We are talking about vandalism after it has happened. But why are we not talking about why did it happen? Just like we're not talking about what was the motive? Why was it that Dr. Abhaya, amongst so many other doctors, became the victim? Why was she the one who was picked on for this horrible and terrible incident that took place on her life? These are pertinent questions we have to talk. Otherwise, we'll go backwards and forwards, answering the same questions on every TV channel.
Yes,
The
these are
question here
pertinent
is much
questions. The
graver.
Trinamool Congress is trying to answer them. Once again, the verdict is out as to whether these questions have been answered satisfactorily or not. But for those who are asking these questions, whether it be the media, whether it be people on social media, whether it be people from the opposition, they cannot be held liable or they cannot be punished or they cannot be targeted for asking questions. But at the same time, it's very important that we don't bring this entire tragedy down to a farce by amplifying baseless, amplifying unverified reports and saying and taking the cover of emotions or Sunata, people are believing that, people suspect this and then go on. I'll go across to Dr. Sharad Kumar Agarwal, former National President of the IMA. Dr. Agarwal, thank you for waiting patiently while the political debate was going on. The accusation that's also come in from people who have been waiting outside OPD counters for days now while doctors are on strike, nobody is denying the doctors and the right for safety. But the accusation is that doctors or the IMA is using this opportunity to not focus on the safety of women in general, but try and ensure them, at least ensure the medical staff by from accountability by trying to force the government to pass a law. Is this a valid criticism? If not, how would you respond to this?
See, in our country, The politicians and spokesperson of different political parties, they only does politics, nothing else. I am very surprised and shocked by the argument. Even the media is saying, you don't want doctor and healthcare should be safe. You people have made the mockery of the system. You are saying that doctors are IMA is taking opportunity. How insensitive you are, and everybody country. You only interested in the politics. You don't think that in a country where the doctors are not enough as per the WHO, where a PG doctor and every day there is a violence, the people are busy in fixing and settling their political score. Why don't
Dr.
these
Agarwal, the reason I
political
asked this
spokesperson
question is
they
because Devi was
advocate for the
targeted because she
central
was
act
a woman,
against the
not because she
violence?
was a doctor.
See, doctor has been beaten every day. The healthcare, the health is the fundamental right of the citizen of the country. Who will provide you the healthcare? Who will give the best healthcare?
Okay.
If the doctors and the healthcare workers are not safe, they are not alive. Who will give you that your basic right? So please, in folded hand, Indian Medical Association requesting all these political parties stop doing all this shamelessly. Be sensitive. And if you all are sensitive for the death of doctor, if you all are sensitive for the healthcare, come together and advocate for the central act against violence on the doctor and healthcare worker. That is the only solution. Yes, we have full faith in
Okay.
CBI, we have full faith in central government and the state government. We are 100% sure that central government and the CBI, they will find out the culprit and give them the biggest punishment to set an example that nobody should think over doing this heinous crime. But for God's sake, please stop doing all these political debate. You are diverting the topic. A doctor on duty was raped and murdered,
I
and this
think,
is not first time. This is not the
okay.
only West Bengal state. It is happening across country. Every state is have nothing to save the doctors. So please,
Yes.
if you definitely want to do some favor to your doctor, please advocate for a central act against the violence.
Okay. No,
And
there's no denying the fact that
safety
the
measures
medical
on
fraternity, which
the hospitals.
sacrifices its entire life to keep us safe, deserves to be kept safe as well. But again, I point out once again, very with due respect, this has to be more than just that of a profession. This has to be that of an entire gender, of 50% of our population. They deserve to be kept in dignity. A woman deserves to be safe, deserves to have a dignity, not because she's a doctor, not because she's the mother or sister or daughter or someone else. But thank you so much, Radhika Bhattacharya Shah, Tausifur Rahman, and also Dr. Sharat Kamar Agarwal for joining us with your views and perspectives